Welcome back to Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. I'm saying welcome back because I actually played this game 4.5 years ago on my stream. That is a very long time ago, and my stream was very different back then. I'll stick a card up here if you want to click and see what that was like. It's kind of a travesty that I played it on my stream and then never touched it again. It's an insane decision because, I mean, look at this character. This is what the character looks like in the game. Senua is one of the most amazing people that has ever been made for a video game, and I love Ninja Theory and what they do with these games. Honestly, it's just the fact that Senua's Sacrifice is such a, like, deep and sort of emotionally exhausting game that I just, right after playing that first 45 minutes of it, I never felt like I was in the right mood to come back and play it again. It really sort of, I don't know, it's pretty engrossing. It kind of demands a lot of attention and investment. And so it's very easy for me to drop out of a game that demands that much in favor of other games that are a little bit lighter. So I played that first 45 minutes or so, learned how to play the game, and really kind of got a sense for how they were going to tell this story, and it was really, really fascinating. And then I went so long without playing it that I kind of forgot what was going on, and I abandoned it for 4.5 years. But Hellblade 2 is about to come out, and sometime in the near future anyway. I don't remember what the release date they announced was, or if they even announced one. Anyway, that's beside the point. I know there's a Hellblade 2 coming, and so I want to finish playing Hellblade 1. I want to actually have that full-on experience and know what I'm getting into when Hellblade 2 comes out. So, let's hit continue, get into the game, and I'll try to fill you in. So, what I did was, I originally played the game on PC, and then I've got it now on my Series X, and so I played through that first 45 minutes again. So, if you went back and watched my original Hellblade video, I'm picking up now right where I left off 4.5 years ago. But I actually did play those 45 minutes yesterday, so I might actually remember a little bit of what's going on. But if you don't know about Hellblade, if you haven't already heard about what it is, let me see if I can give you a little bit of a primer. So this is Senua. She is I don't know if she's like a Celt or a Briton or something. She's somebody from the British Isles in the early, maybe even pre-medieval period. This thing attached to her belt, that is the head of someone that she cares about. I don't know all the details about their relationship, but this was a person who was sacrificed to a Norse god. The goddess Hela, I think, something like that. Anyway, he was sacrificed. And so, as a true believer in, all of these sort of pagan type things, she has brought him to the land of Helheim, basically, to basically barter for his life back, is the impression that I've gotten from the game so far. So it's through that gate right there. That's what I've got to get through. In order to get through that gate, I've got to face down some gods. Each of these doors has got a god behind it that I've got to face. So I haven't decided which one I'm going to go through yet, but there's one more wrinkle to this story, and that's the fact that Senua herself is an unreliable narrator, because she appears to hear voices, and it's uncertain whether or not, in the fiction of the game, she is a person who hears voices, and those voices mean that she has gone mad, or if those voices are a genuine part of the spiritual world that she inhabits. And I also don't know how much of this experience she's having is a result of her madness or how much of it is real. And so that's uncertain to me at the outset. But one thing they did was they consulted a lot with genuine mental health professionals to really sort of try to replicate the experience of hearing voices, the way that people actually experience it. Not really, you can't really create that experience in a video game, and they know that. But they're trying to make it as similar to the genuine experience as possible, or at least as, I'll say, evocative of the genuine experience as possible. And so while you're playing the game, you will hear voices talking to Senua. You'll hear voices talking to us. You'll see Senua actually break the fourth wall and look at us. You'll hear her voices talk to us. It's this sort of this interesting like fourth wall breaking experience that really sort of enmeshes you in the like weird meta world that she inhabits in her mind. So it's a fascinating way to approach storytelling, and I absolutely love it. And it's the reason why I'm just horrified I haven't played the rest of this game. So, but one thing that those voices in the head do is they actually, in some places, give you hints about what to do next, which is actually really nice. Oh, one last thing I should tell you that was just introduced right before we began. This black stain on her hand. This is some kind of magical corruption that if it reaches her head, she will die permanently, and we will lose all of our progress. And so I believe that as long as I keep winning battles, I'll keep that thing under control. But each time I die, it's going to creep further. I genuinely don't know what my chances are of completing the game. It might well be that I'm not going to be able to complete this entire game because I'm going to make too many mistakes. But we're going to have to see. Okay, I think that I've filled you in enough so that if you didn't watch the previous video, you're pretty much caught up. So let me make sure that, okay, yeah, so I have tried to keep the volume high enough that you should hear the voices, but please let me know if you have trouble hearing them. And now my problem is, do I go through the red door or the yellow door? I don't know. Red seems scarier. I think I'm going to try to go through the yellow door. I don't remember which gods these are supposed to represent, and honestly, I think they're more obscure Norse gods.
Surtr, the fire giant, has answered. He comes from a land older than mankind, and the Northmen call upon his flaming sword to raise their enemies to the ground. Find him, Senua, and spill his blood.
So that voice, I believe, belongs to the person whose head is at her belt.
She found the wretched old fool on her way back from the wilds. An outcast. Was badly burnt all over. She took pity on him, for he was not long for this world. Like her, who spoke of his own darkness. The Northmen.
So I've turned up the volume of the game higher than I usually do, specifically because hearing the voices is such an important part of the experience. But as a result of that, I probably am not going to be able to communicate as well myself. So during very quiet times, I'll see what I can say. But a lot of the time, I'm going to kind of let the game speak for itself. Ninja Theory is basically best in class when it comes to just realizing worlds that just feel like they're real, and particularly characters who feel like they're real. Senua here, I mean, this game is 4.5 years old, so I'm pretty sure that the sequel is going to be advancing even further on this, but the way that her hair moves, the way that her face acts, the way that, like, you'll see that her, her eyes dart around, she's looking at things. She's trying to turn her head to point in the direction of the camera, which is making it a little bit difficult, but yeah. Just artistically, this game is a triumph, almost no matter what else is going on. Do let me know if you can't hear me at all. Wait a minute. How would you know I asked you that? This was where I needed to go. but I might be wrong. I don't want to touch this. This seems bad. Huh. One thing I should do, just in case I get attacked, let me remind myself the controls. Okay, I run by holding LB, interact with A, focus with RT. Okay, that's all good. Then X and Y for fast and heavy strike. And then melee, I think by melee they mean like attacking without a weapon. And then block is RB and A is evade. Okay, so A is interact, A is also evade. RB is block. That's the one I need to remember. RB is block. All right, cool. Back into the game. So Cogs is remarking on my use of the name Hela. I honestly, like, I'm having trouble keeping the name straight in my head. I'm not sure what they named the god or the place, or anything. You might, it could easily be that I'm combining it in my head with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is very easy to do. There's been a lot of different intellectual properties. Jumping into Norse mythology lately, and it's very easy to get them scrambled in my head and not be sure who exactly said what. Between this game, God of War, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I went back and I read some Thorgal recently too, which also delves into that. So yeah, I think that I've just got a bunch of different sources all messed up in my head. Oh, Assassin's Creed, Valhalla. That's another one. And a bunch of Vikings TV shows, just... Okay, Cog says I was right, that the game does say Hela. Alright, cool. I'm not, haven't completely lost it. So look at that puddle! You'll notice, by the way, that they've arranged the camera in such a way so that you can't see your character's feet most of the time. And actually, you can see them if you really try, but you have to be, like, playing in a weird way to see your feet, which means they don't need to put ripples in the puddle around your feet, and they haven't. And so, and that's, I'm not complaining about the game. I'm not complaining about, like, the fidelity of the game. I'm more pointing out that these are the kinds of trade-offs that game developers intentionally use. Where, they are, especially since this game came out 4.5 years ago, they're deliberately sort of channeling all of their resources into where it matters. They're putting it on this face, this hair, the body of this character to let her express things as an actor. And that means they have to make, they have to pull back in other parts of the world. So they're trying to find subtle ways to be able to not have to do things like simulate water as you're stepping through it, so that they can use those resources for other things. And they do that by just simply arranging the camera cinematically so that feet are not what you're looking at all the time. And that's a completely legitimate artistic choice. I think it was probably a good decision. Gamers sometimes like to... I just backtracked. What the crap? All right. Sometimes people on the internet like to try to dunk on, on games that have little minor, low fidelity things in their world. And here we go. This is where I'm probably headed. And I just find that not very interesting. I don't know. All right. So this stone. When I focus on stones like this, I get little bits of story.
The Northmen tell this story. Before the Earth was created, there was a world called Muspel. Because it was in the south, it was bright and hot, flaming.
You know what? I'm actually having a little bit of trouble following the dialogue. Wait a minute. Have I turned the subtitles... Where are the subtitles? They're listed under audio? Here we go. Let's put on the subtitles. Make it easier for everybody.
Burning. Sparks that flew out from Muspel became the stars. Other sparks melted ice in the frozen world of Niflheim, creating the body of the first giant Ymir.
Muspel is one of the 9 worlds, and is now the land of the fire giants, and people from elsewhere cannot endure a journey there.
So I just pressed the X button to see if I can smash these barrels because it's a video game. But no, my character is either, at any given point, she's either in combat or not. When she's in combat, I have combat controls. When she's not in combat, I don't have combat controls. Which again, I think it's an artistic choice to make sure that the character is always behaving naturalistically. Like if you could just sort of run around and like, you know, bunny hop from place to place, swing your weapon at anything you wanted to. This game's sort of attempt to really immerse you in the sort of cinematic fidelity of the experience wouldn't work nearly as well. So they've given you less freedom, but it's so that you can immerse yourself better in the experience they've created. Okay, so this bridge, then, must be my destination. Okay. Now it looks like we might be getting somewhere. By which I mean, I think we're both just back finally to where I started. I don't know. Why should I be any good at video games? Just because I make and stream them for, you know, most of my waking life. Uh-oh. Oh gosh, hi. There. It's funny, I was glancing over at the chat. That should teach me to look at the chat.
End it.
Oh, crap. These things, they just don't die. The last one killed me because it just could not possibly kill it enough times. Oh! Ah, dang it. Didn't parry quite as fast as I needed to. Alright. Dang it! Quit coming back! I don't know how to finish it. Oh, wait.
He's gone.
Is he gone? Okay. Okay, seems like he might actually be gone. Cool, cool, cool. So, Reppy the Unicorn came in and says, you know, I played this game when it was available on Game Pass and stayed up for almost 48 hours to finish it. And then it's like, wait a minute. Is this the second game? No, it is definitely not the second game. The second game has not come out yet. I'm just trying to catch up because I never finished playing the first game. Alright, so we've got these runes here. Okay.
I still smell it. The sweet, sickly stench of burning human flesh. And I still hear their cries carried in the wind. Do you hear them too, Senua?
Yes, I heard their screams, and I still hear them now.
All right, so this is a puzzle mechanic. That's based on, actually, you know, this is a really well-chosen mechanic because, you know, because their focus is so much on sort of the fidelity of their characters and their world. It's a good idea to have a puzzle-solving system that is about looking deeper at the world. So this is actually, it almost kind of reminds me a little bit of The Witness, in that, you know, you're trying to find patterns in the world. And so you see, I've got this sort of like, this trident Y shape. I don't know what these runes are called. It looks like a trident Y. And then we've got a sort of a slanty H. You can see the slanty H scattered all over the place over here, and then the Y over there. I've got to find something in the world that matches this shape. And so I've got these, like, for instance, they're these Y-forky things. Is there some way that I can line them up so that they look like this shape? I feel like it would be weird if one of these, like, crucifixion thing. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I found that one. And it looks like it was in the direction of all those Y's that were scattered in the air. So there's H's over here. Oh, wait a minute. Is there... No, that's not it. I need something that's vaguely H-shaped.
Are they screaming?
Oh, maybe there's something up here. I need something vaguely H-shaped that's got that sort of slant to it. Oh, I can see this. This is gonna line up. Yeah, right there. All right, so now that I've found both of those
Path to
rooms,
Hellheim is sealed to the living, but you already walk amongst the dead. Look towards the gate, and you will see that it has opened.
okay, yeah, it is unlocked at least. I was going to say, if they wanted to make this gate just hang open, one thing about this sort of focusing mechanic is that they know exactly what direction, well, what one of two directions I could be looking at the time I solve the puzzle, which means they can make whatever changes to the world they want behind me, outside of my field of view, and they wouldn't even have to animate them because they know I'm not looking in that direction. So can I push A to... There we go. So Reppy the Unicorn says, this game...
First kin
well,
to my lands.
I'll say what
I
it
knew
said in a
enough of
minute.
their tongue to beg for mercy, and they took me as a slave. I wish now that they had slaughtered me like the others. I rode their storm of fire, death, slavery to many lands. This darkness you speak of, I know it well.
And I'm still here to fight it.
Anyway, Reppy says, this game made me shudder something fierce on the inside. Yeah, they really don't shy away from the darkness of this world. You know, it's kind of fun to think of Vikings, you know, roving the seas and raiding and, you know, pillaging and ha. And, you know, you play around with it in Assassin's Creed. But the reality of being someone in a village that was raided by Vikings... not something anyone wants to live through, and I am not surprised that, you know, being involved in that might drive someone to a bit of madness. Uh-oh. Take that, and that, and that. So yeah, so if I hit him... Okay, so it looks like he's... There we go. Let's evolve. If I can parry his hits exactly, then I get this long period of time where I can just wail on him. Oh crap, there's two of them. Okay, I gotta keep them on the same side of me. I don't want to fight two of you. Okay, so I didn't perfectly time that one. By the way, I do appreciate that. I think they are actually they're more forgiving with their timing than a lot of the other games that I played recently, like Elden Ring. I always feel like, you know, my timing is just a little bit off the game's timing. But this one, it feels like the goal of this game is not to try to create this like super hardcore combat experience. It's to create a straightforward system that is, you know, it does engage you on an action level, but it's not trying to punish you or demand incredible precision from you. It really, they want you to get through this game. They don't want you to just be stuck on a fight and lost forever.
When you see a fire gate of Surtr, know that only a sacrifice will stoke the fires of Muspel and let the dead walk through.
Find the fire, Senua, to follow the path to Surtr.
Okay. find the fire. So, I mean, there's a brazier right here. Am I supposed to burn this down? I mean, if I wanted to, it feels like that's something I could theoretically do. But there's also a fire behind me over here. Let's see. Oh, it looks like someone was... Okay, so you hear the voices in my head. They're telling me there's the sacrifice. Focus. They're reinforcing what the dialogue told me and telling me what to do about it. Again, this is not a game where they're trying to stump me. This is a game where they're trying to guide me through it. They want me to have this experience. And so they're making it challenging enough that I get engaged and I feel invested in like, oh, I really am struggling to succeed at what Senua was trying to get done. And so that like aligns my motivations with Senua, and I think it makes me more emotionally invested. But that's all they need. They don't need this game to be incredibly over-the-top difficult or arcane. They don't want that at all. They want me to keep making progress. They want me to see the story. So, they said to focus. Ah, over here. There's something. Okay, what do I... Here we go. All right.
Hell will not give you the answers you want. But you mustn't look away from the horrors it does offer. Because you cannot overcome suffering if you refuse to look at it.
So, the guy who appears in my visions, his lip syncing is a little bit off, and it drives me crazy. I have to say that out loud. I mean, it's fine.
What's happening? Is the fire gone? Where's it gone? The fire's disappeared. It was everywhere. Maybe it was a trick. The fire.
So,
Surtr is through there.
a lot of games would have made that some kind of mechanical challenge. Like I have to bring fire from one place to another or shoot a fire arrow. But this is not that kind of game. This is a game where having a dreamlike flashback is a more effective way to give you the experience than to make you go through a mechanical puzzle.
He's waiting. Surtr
So
is waiting for you. Find him.
There's another route down there. Let's see what this is, though. One thing, like this sort of the cinematic quality of this game makes me want to behave like I think Senua would. As a video game player, my first impulse is always to follow the less beaten path first, see if there's like secrets and stuff like that. But when I'm playing as Senua, I want to do what I think Senua would do, which is try to walk down the most straightforward path she can to get to her destination. So this place is blocked. Okay, so there is a reason to go the other way, but this is totally what I would do in her place, is go across the obvious bridge first. So Trombarosa showed up in my chat and asked if this is my first time playthrough. Yes, sort of. Yeah, I played it. Cogs was pointing out in the chat that I played it 4.5 years ago, but I only played like the first 45 minutes. And so now I've rejoined my playthrough much later because I want to have had this full experience by the time the sequel comes out. The sequel looks very involved, and I'm really, really interested in having that experience. So I want to have the full experience, which includes the game that came before.
The Northmen say that the defender of Muspel is called Surtr, the foremost of the fire giants. His name means the Black One, because he is like something burnt. The Northmen believe that he sits at the border of Muspel with his flaming sword, and at the end of the world he will leave his post. He will travel to Asgard and Midgard, waging war against all the gods. He will be victorious.
Wait, is that the guy I'm gonna have to fight? Surtr?
There's a gate.
She needs to find it.
Another sacrifice. Okay,
Another sacrifice.
let's see.
It's too far.
She'll never find it. She'll never make her way back.
She needs to remember the way back.
What happens when she finds it?
Everything will burn.
Concentrate on where you're going. She needs to remember the path.
Everything will burn, then how will she find the way back?
She won't. She won't be able to tell.
I wonder how they decided to subtitle the voices in your head. I mean, I imagine somebody must have proposed a more complex subtitle system where you could make the subtitles appear all over the screen and give you the sense that, you know, these voices are coming from everywhere and like individually represent each of the voices, because what we're getting is a quick summary of what the voices are saying in the subtitles, but you're not really getting anything like the effect of the way that they're sort of like giggling and mocking in your ear or you know, passing by with just a fleeting thought. That isn't really communicated. And maybe that was, I mean, they're definitely like, would be very hard to make subtitles like that work, but it does feel like a missed opportunity for folks who are not going to be able to listen to the game.
The Northmen believe that the world will be destroyed someday. They call it Ragnarok, the destiny of the gods. Asgard will be attacked by Surtr and the fire giants. A monstrous wolf will swallow the sun, and the gods will fight in vain against their enemies. There is nothing they can do to prevent it, but Odin ever seeks knowledge and magic, hoping to find a way to spur.
Huh. The character got real quiet as I walked away from that stone. I didn't realize the voice was coming from the stone.
The Northmen made fire sacrifices, burning slaves like me to reveal the path to Surtr. I searched for meaning in their suffering, in their eyes, but they just screamed like helpless pigs.
I do think there's something a little bit insidious about the fact that when you think about the Aztecs, the first thing you think of is human sacrifice. When you think about the Vikings, you have to dig pretty deep before you find anything that reminds you that they also sacrificed people. They totally did. Connecting this rune. Okay, so the last fire situation was less dangerous. Can I jump down this? Yes. So I have to, without burning, find my way through this. What is that? Sheesh.
Gods answer your prayers, Senua. I asked the gods for mercy, all of them, even theirs. None answered. In the end, I set myself free. Defy the gods, Senua. Find your own path, like I find mine.
My gods abandoned me. I am alone.
Yeah, Melitor says, the Vikings did a lot of awful stuff, but with time passing, it can be framed as cool. Yeah, that's a thing that I've observed people doing a lot. It's like, when people accomplish a lot of things, like like the Vikings or like say the Mongols. It's really easy to be very impressed by them, and want to see them in a really positive light.
Fire,
And
Senua, to follow the path to Surtr.
and you can find genuine things that were good about societies like that, or at least that were improvements over their predecessors. For instance, the way that the Mongols, just really did not care what religion anyone was. And they had their own religion, but they completely supported every other religion in their empire. That's kind of cool. That was unusual. A lot of, conquering empires insisted that their gods had to be worshipped and would, institute, pogroms and things like that against anyone from another faith. The Mongols didn't do that. That's pretty cool. They also killed a lot of people. And it's just really easy to sort of get this sense of, like, relativistic assessment of folks where you're like, oh, yeah, well, those people, those particular invaders who slaughtered folks were better than some of the other invaders that slaughtered folks, and think that makes them good. And, like, it makes them an improvement in some ways, but you don't want to forget that there were real people with families and lives that are cut short when you go to war, that are cut short when you raid or invade or pillage. And that's not any different from someone you love dying. It's not like the fact that they're deep in history, the fact that it's easy to separate ourselves from them, that doesn't mean that it's okay. It doesn't mean that, I love the fact that this game is delving into the experience of someone that would be very easy for us to dismiss outright, and just be like, oh yeah, the Vikings, they were just wreaking havoc in the British Isles. And you're like, yeah, this is what it means to one person who lived there. Their entire world comes to an end, All right, so I'm over here now. I'm not certain why. Do I want to jump down? Okay. I'm feeling a little lost. This is actually, this is a challenge that I face just in my normal life. Like, I don't have a great sense of direction. I just get turned around really, really easily. So I'm not sure where I am right now relative to where I've been.
The Northmen say that at Ragnarok, the sons of Muspel will travel to battle in the ship called Naglfar, the corpse ship. And when the sons of Muspel leave the ship and ride to battle, it will be as though the sky had split open, and Surtr will lead them. Wherever he goes, flame will erupt before him, and fires will burn behind him.
Okay, so I just ended up back where I started. And so I'm wondering, should I not have jumped off there? Is there somewhere else I should have gone? Maybe that path I just found will be useful after I find the sacrifice? Oh, look up here, we got runes. Okay, I didn't catch this before. We got runes up here, so that's something I'm probably gonna have to do first. So we've got a butterfly.
The Northmen of Hell
And an
worship
R.
the Devourers, insatiable gods of darkness. I come from Erin, Senua, where I once followed my own gods, the Tuatha De Danann.
Why did you abandon your gods?
Senua, I was a man of knowledge, not a warrior. To survive, I did things. Bad things.
Like you, Senua. The man I once was has died. And when that happens, even gods you worship can die with you.
Okay, it feels like it might be possible, like these two slanted trees. It might be possible to line them up in some way to make this bow tie shape. But I'm not quite seeing it yet. like, that's almost there? Okay, yeah. Okay, it's dead center now. I think that means I'm close. But I'm not quite there. Oh, wait, here we go. Resolved. All right, nice. Yeah, so that one is right up there. I'm betting, now that I realize I'm on a quest to satisfy some runes, I'm betting that this weird route that I took upstairs, maybe that will lead me to the R. Let's see. Aha, yes. If there's some kind of arrangement of garbage that I can do that will let me see the R. Question is, where and how? Is it something that's behind me? Okay, so they turn white when I look this direction. Oh! Of course, I didn't see it. I did see it earlier. I thought it was just a path on the ground. I didn't realize that it was the shape. Okay, cool. That works. So that's why I came up here. Alright, so now that door can open. Okay, so I suspect that behind that door, we'll have another sacrifice. And then I'm going to have to run back here to go through that yellow door to escape. So let's see if that's true. And I'll probably see a lot of ghastly imagery as well, which will be great. Here we are. So yeah, they zoom in close on this thing so they can change the entire level. Am I on fire? Okay, let's try to get back. Okay, I can't go straight. Gotta go through the house. Oh gosh, okay. Alright, I'm glad I explored a little bit. I've got a good sense of the geography in here. This was not as precarious last time. Oh, nope, stop it. Oh, what is this? Oh, stop it.
It's nearly over. Finish it. Use your sword. I'll finish. Behind you.
You saw that little behind you message? Oh crap. Oh sheesh. Okay, I'm glad that these voices in my head helped me out, but holy crap, I'm in trouble. Okay. Wow, I was about to die, I'm pretty sure, but I just barely pulled it out.
You say your world has collapsed. Good. Let it collapse, and have the courage to shed your tears. Raise your world to the prime!
My world is dead.
Only then, as with a newborn, will you see the world anew.
No. I see nothing now.
Alright. We're getting close to something here. Let's see what it is. I feel like there's something special this way. Maybe not, though. It's just, I don't know. It seemed like just the lighting and everything was making me feel like... Yeah, like I was getting somewhere. Oh, we've just got a more complicated village, is what we got. Pretty soon I'll have been streaming this for an hour, and I should probably... Oh my gosh, 3 runes. Yeah, whenever I've been streaming this for an hour, I should probably end the episode and start a new one. But I want to do it at a nice, satisfying point. So maybe after I complete whatever this challenge is. Alright, so we got kind of a little T, a P,
Tell
and
me
then a
truth. How did you escape your darkness?
more different P.
Once I found my purpose, I was no longer enslaved to the suffering I had to endure to reach it. Unclouded by fear, I could see it clearly in others. Even my captors feared the fire of Surtr. And so, during one raid, I took my chance and ran, knowing that they would not follow. A fool ran into the fire. They left me for dead. Maybe they were right to. But here I am. Free.
So what do you about this
I'm
watchtower?
glad I found
Yes.
you in the wilds. I wouldn't have made it without you.
Yeah. Somehow up here I'm gonna find this rune. I thought for a second that this flag was gonna be it, but by the way, I love that thing in the background. That's one of the first things you encounter in the game, is this monstrous whatever the heck. Alright, what might make this sort of mutant P-shaped rune? I'm seeing these P's everywhere. They don't seem to be resolving into anything useful, though. Okay, so I've got all 3 runes when I go here. But when I walk out here, it resolves into this one. So I feel like that means I'm close to wherever this thing can be found. Nothing is really striking me as being the right answer. So far I haven't had to do anything aside from just get to a place in order to make this work. I don't know if that's going to be true forever. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything that looks like this. So I'm gonna take a break from this one to see where else I can go. Maybe I'll get some ideas somewhere else. Wait, is there a way through this? No. Okay, so that watchtower is something. That door. Can I interact with that door? No, looks like I can't. What if I backtrack into this place? Is one of the answers up in here? Okay, yeah, oh, okay, I can see this one. So that one is found. Still need to find like the little T and the little, I don't know, D. I don't know how much further to expect myself to be able to backtrack. Like, am I just leaving the relevant area now by going back down this way? Yeah. I suspect going back through this door is probably just leaving the area. Yeah, this is a different place, so... I'm asserting that that's a different place. If that actually is a place I can solve this puzzle, I will be very surprised. And I will feel betrayed. Alright, so yeah, the stuff that's up in here, this is all about the P. So... yeah, and I know that that watchtower, there's something up in that watchtower that I haven't figured out yet. But I haven't seen, like, the little crossed T. I haven't seen anything around here. Now, I might be able to brute force this by just holding down my focus button and wandering around. Which is fine. Again, they do give me the impression that they don't want me to be stumped. Like, the fact that I'm feeling a little stumped right now, I'm betting that the developers, if they saw me being stumped, they'd be like, oh crap, we don't want this. You know? There's some games where people are like, oh, yeah, the player's stumped. This is part of the experience. But I think they wanted me to get this a little more easily. So the thing I'm not seeing... So when you're getting close, you'll see like white or like light blue versions of the rune, like giving you almost like hot and cold feedback. So last time there was something on the ground. Not seeing that. Oh, wait. Could it be that? There we go. Okay. It's got to recognize angles like that. It's odd. Alright, so I can see that there's another whole section over there. And I don't know if... Does this door lead to it? I mean, it looks like this door over here leads to it, but I don't see a way... I don't see a way through. It could easily be that this rune is over there, and I just need to figure out how to get there. Huh. Well, let's head back down. And see what I can do. Okay, so Rune and Oji-san showed up and is asking me, what am I looking for with these runes? So basically the way this game works, for those of you who've come late, in order to unlock this door, I have to find matches for all three of these runes in the environment. So I found the P and I found the... I'm just calling them based on, you know, whatever, Roman characters. The P and the D I found. The little T I have not found yet. So I'm just trying to find some shape in the environment that matches that T shape. And once I find that, then that door will unlock, and I'll be able to do whatever I'm supposed to do with it. Probably go through, find a sacrifice, and then run back here to go through that yellow door. So yeah, so I already tried pushing on this, and it didn't do anything. Is there a way into this building? Oh, there's a bridge! Why did I not see that bridge before? That is the way over. And I'm betting that door is just my way back through. Bridge. Silly. Alright. Oh, pff, and it's just right there, isn't it? Oh, wait a minute. No, it's backwards. I have to see it from the outside. That's kind of clever, actually, that I can totally clearly see it, but I have to get to the other side first. Actually, wait, is there anything over here? There might be something over here. I don't want to miss one of those, like, yes, standing stones.
The Northmen say that what we see as a rainbow is the bridge that goes from the world of men to the world of the gods. For now, they say the frost giants and the mountain giants cannot cross it. But they say that when Ragnarok comes, not a thing in this world will be safe. The rainbow bridge will break under the onslaught of the fire giants riding on flaming steeds. Senua, I have seen the fire of Surtr spread far and wide, and to our lands.
It's kind of too bad that it fades with distance. Like, I kind of wanted to... I usually want to start these, like, lines of dialogue and then wander around and do more stuff while I'm listening to them. The fact that they get quieter when I leave the stone, so I kind of have to, like, sit there and stare at the stone in order to hear them at max volume, that's kind of... I don't know. That feels like it is at odds with the way that I expect to be able to play. Okay, third rune found. So now... we'll run over here, we can open this door, and we can go find the sacrificial altar. That will let me through the yellow door. It's so interesting how, like...
Senua, if I can survive the fire of Surtr and escape my darkness, then so can you.
It's so funny how this game is just, it's all about opening doors with locks, just like any other game. At its core, it's the same as a lot of these other experiences, but because of the wrapper they put on it, it really does feel like a much more important experience.
Run, Senua! Run! Through the fire! Keep running! Go on! Nothing will stop! Run, Senua! Run! Run, Senua! Through the fire!
Last time there was a monster. Now I'm on fire. Wait, a minute to the door and it didn't clear.
She's dying.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This darkness takes everything. Everyone.
Senua, are you sure you want to do this? We can fight this together, side by side. We always do.
This is my battle. I have to face it alone, away from here.
Where will you go?
I don't know.
For how long?
I don't know.
I believe in you. You know that. Just promise me that you will come back to me. I want you to say it. I want you to say it.
I will come back to you. I promise.
Come on.
Smell the blood of Surtr. and take his mark, and I will cheat you from me and forever be in your debt.
You destroyed everything, everyone, but not me. Fight me now.
Stomps are bad for me. Oh, okay. I can't do anything with that. I have to dodge the sword. Three times. Nope, 4 times. Fight him? Okay, hold on a second. I think my son is trying to get into my office. Hold on one moment. All right, I'm back. Oh gosh! That didn't go well.
She can still do it. She's injured. She's not gonna make it. Go.
Focus? Oh, what? Oh, focus is a thing I can use in combat? I'm really glad for the voices in my head. Damage this guy take? When he grabs me with his hand, I can parry that.
There must be a way to see past it. It's an illusion.
Okay, I think I'm out of focus. Okay, my focus just came back. Okay, so my focus, it's a limited resource. We'll talk about that in a second. All right.
Every battle won, a greater battle takes its place. But so it goes. Until we fall. And in the end, we all fall. Even the gods have their time. Yet we still go on. Why?
I made a promise. Then I will go to hell to keep
I
it.
die free, knowing you will carry my stories with you. I have fulfilled my quest.
Yes, you have.
When the darkness comes, I vow to guide you in this life and the next to fulfill yours.
Then I will see you in hell.
Be ready to face horror in the eye, as I have. To find your answers. Your quest. The truth.
Wow. Okay. I defeated Surtr. So what is left?
Druth was a troubled man. A scholar turned slave. They tortured him. Took him with them on their raids. Drove him to madness. Spreading this new form of darkness to new worlds. To my world.
I was wondering if she was going to just sort of find herself back at the crossroads. It looks like we do have to do at least some walking back. Now, it looks like I can't go back the way I originally... Oh, right, but there's the bridge, and we opened this door. That's right. I can probably get back that way. You know, if I had just ended that sort of dream sequence at the end of defeating Surtr and had found myself back at the hub, I think that would have told me pretty specifically that this was happening in her head. But the fact that I have to physically walk back actually makes it feel a lot more real. I don't precisely remember where I came from in each of these places. I feel like... Was it back this way? Oh, here we go. I think they deliberately placed these yellow doors fairly close to each other so that backtracking didn't take nearly as long as getting here. Like for each of these doors, you had to run far away from the door to trigger them and then run back. So there's a lot of ground to cover, but you don't have to do it all. I already listened to that. Okay. It looked like the other way was blocked. That's why I went this way, but maybe I'm jumping to conclusions. Oh, wait. Was this the bridge I originally tried to cross? Yes, let's see. I mean, I can't tell if Senua, because she's a person, can easily duck under this, or if because she's a... There we go. Okay. It's like because she's a video game character, my assumption was that she might just simply not be able to walk under that beam, because that's a fairly common standard. But, no. Good. Good. I'm glad she can do normal human stuff. But, this might not actually be the way to go. I remember being here. I remember, yeah, like I jumped, I ran up this way to get to the sacrifice, but I don't think that this actually is the way back. It's so funny that I have to, like... The hardest puzzle is actually just backtracking. Oh, so Cogs is reminding me... Yeah, so something I noticed while I was fighting, when I used my focus to defeat his shield or to get some like slowed time, there were these 3 runes that appeared on this sort of like metal plate that's hanging from my belt. There were 3 runes that appeared on that plate, and each time I used focus, one of the runes would disappear from the plate. And then periodically, this like sort of white rune would appear in the air next to the left of my head, indicating that I'd recharged one. So, okay, yeah, so I'm here, and this is not necessarily a useful place to be. And so that was something that was not, I don't believe that was tutorialized in my very first combat that I played, in my earlier session. I think that was something I needed to figure out on the spot. Okay, so that was the way I just went. So that's not it. I think that was something I had to figure out on the spot while fighting Surtr. That I needed to focus to overcome his shield. And focusing was something I could only do as long as I had runes on my plate. And then it took time to get another rune. So it's a really powerful ability because it slows him down, lets me get a few shots in, and it defeats his shield. But yeah, so I'm going to try this way again. I feel like I came over here and found that this wasn't the way to go, but maybe I missed something. It's entirely possible I missed something. Oh yeah, I did. So I came over here and thought, oh, well, this is just where the standing stone is. Oh, well, I guess I'll go back. But no, there's a path right here. So I could have saved us all a lot of time, but maybe I wouldn't have noticed Cogs' message. And yeah, so now this way is no longer blocked.
Senua saw a deep connection form between the Northmen and the darkness. If his tales of hell were true, then that was the source of it.
What?
She learned everything she could from him, until she too could see what he saw.
Okay, are you all seeing what I'm seeing? I could have marched right through this and gone straight back home without taking the long way. I had no idea. That's again, part of this might just be my poor sense of direction. I had no idea that I had just snaked around the same building this entire time, and just walking through that gate was all I had to do to go straight back. So, hey, well done, level designer, coming up with a really nice, concise way to get me back. That's wonderful. It was not signposted very clearly, but that's fine. It's okay. Oh, somebody killed a bot. There's a bot in the chat. And I've definitely forgotten the path back from here. Okay, so clearly no, that's a sacrifice. This must be where I came from. So that was interesting that they kind of taught me a new mechanic as part of fighting a boss. I'm wondering if the other boss, who I could have chosen first, also introduces that mechanic, or if they introduce a different mechanic and don't require you to use focus, and then you need both mechanics for a third boss. I can absolutely see that being how it works. That's probably what I would suggest, honestly.
Have you ever died before? It's a serious question. When the illusion of self is shattered, you simply cease to be. Though it may not seem that way to others, you know when it is true. You can feel it. A stranger in your own body. An imposter. And nothing is the same ever again. Senua has died before. And she will do so again. You can be sure of that.
Alright, so you can notice that they're using... Oh, crap! What? No! Oh, gosh. I can't move. I can't maneuver in here. Alright. Ah, crap. Wait, what was that? Was that me dying? Wait, can I? Oh, I beat the boss, but I died to that? Okay, the blackness is creeping further up my arm. Now what? Do I have to start that battle over? It looks like I do. Alright, here we go. I should have used my focus. I was earning it. I honestly just didn't realize how close to failure I was. Oh, gosh.
They surrounded you.
Hey, I was stuck. Oh, sheesh. No. So I can't move my camera. So I'm actually not sure if the other guy's here or not.
Behind you.
I'm using my focus to try to do as much damage as I can.
He's down. Finish.
Now this guy's back with a shield? Oh, wait. Oh, gosh, okay. Okay, apparently I can't dodge that, or can't parry that. So use my focus. Come on, man. Oh. No. Getting behind the guy.
Finish
Good
this.
plan. Okay, using focus again.
You won.
Have I won?
The gate won't open.
Okay.
She can't. She's only
Anyway,
Just
what I was saying when I first came in was that they're using the same language on this door that they used with the other rune doors. I completed the boss, so the rune on the left is white. The rune on the right is red.
said Val rather.
So now, my next destination
She has to challenge Val rather. There must be
is this red door.
She wants to.
But we're not going to do it right now. Because I've been streaming this for like nearly an hour and a half. It's been a while. So we should probably take a little break. Sheesh. All right. Anyway, thank you all so much for being here for this. I think I'm pretty tired. So I think I'm going to take a break for right now. Later on this evening, my son, who was trying to invade my office during the stream, he and I are going to stream something. I don't know. It's his prize for being a good boy this week. So those of you who are watching me live, you can watch me a little bit later to see whatever Milo wants to do. Those of you who are watching me later on YouTube, there's a subscribe button and links to other videos. I'll have to come back later and play a little bit more Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. Senua's Sacrifice.